Hi, I'm Liz with Liz's Crafts, and today I'm going to show you how I made a strawberry and a watermelon shaker magnet. So the first thing I have is my mica powder in a red, and I'm just going to mix a little bit up in my resin that is already mixed up, which is a part A and a part B resin. Mixed up in equal amounts, 1-to-1. So I'm just going to pour my resin in my molds, and I got the molds off of Amazon. I got the mica powder off of Amazon. And I got the resin off of Amazon too. So there you go. So I poured the strawberry first, and now I'm going to pour the watermelon slice. And I'm just going to take my popsicle stick there, and I'm just going to go around the edges of the mold, hoping that if there's any bubbles, they'll come up. And with a little bit of resin that I have left, I'm going to make these butterflies. So I also got this mold off of Amazon. So it comes with 2 in a package. The shaker molds from Amazon come 10 in a package. My granddaughter did a video on the ice cream shaker in a previous video. So these little tiny butterflies take 1 to 3 drips of resin. And they're so cute when they come out. I mean, so cute. So I did these pours earlier in the morning, so they would have most of the day to set up and overnight if needed. And this is later the same day. So I'm just taking my strawberry out of my mold, and I'll show you how to do the strawberry first, and then I'll show you how to do the watermelon. So I'm just going to trim up the edges of my strawberry there where I kind of over poured in the mold. And I'm just using these little fingernail scissors to do that. They come in handy with resin. And there it is. There's my strawberry. It's so pretty. And I have these little crystal gems. They don't have holes in them or anything. They're just little crystals. They're so cute. So cute. And then I'm just going to add some green glitter in. So I'm just going to take my little spoon and just spoon a spoonful in there. I almost wish I hadn't put the glitter in, because you can't really see the little crystals. They blend in and they just look green. But too late, I already did it. I'm going to go on ahead with it. Of course, they looked okay right there. So, of course, you know what? I got to put more glitter in, and I wish I hadn't done that, because you don't really see the crystals. But if I hadn't done it, I think you would have seen the crystals better. So I just have this acetate And I'm going to trace around it where the opening is for my shaker. And I'm just going to use a Sharpie marker for that. So you don't want your acetate to go all the way to the ends of your mold, because once you put your resin on top, then it could very well pop off. So you want to draw your line kind of inside of the edges. And I'm just going to cut that out with my little scissors. Now, I too did not realize that this acetate has a little film over top of it. You know, a little, not really plastic, but sort of, I guess. I did not realize that. Or did I? Maybe I did on this one. I don't know. But you don't have to worry about taking your marker off, because you can peel, and see, that's what I'm doing now. I'm going to take the marker off. But really, you can just peel off that, man, I don't even know what to call it. Anyway, the film on top of your acetate. I didn't realize it was there. So I'm going to take my UV resin, and I'm going to go around the outside part of my shaker portion. And then I'm just going to put my acetate on top. So my acetate did come with my molds. And, you know, coming from China and all like that, which, you know, most things from Amazon do, they don't come with any instructions or anything. So I didn't realize there was a top on that. But I just put it under my UV light for about 2 minutes. And this is my baby oil. So I just got this needle-tipped bottle from Hobby Lobby. Came 2 in a package, but you can also get them on Amazon. But if you get them on Amazon, you're going to get like 10 to 12 of them, and I didn't want that. So I just filled it mostly up. You want to leave a bubble in there so that your glitter and everything will move around. And I'm just taking my UV resin to the portion there where I put my needle bottle in, and then I'm going around the whole strawberry on all the surface of the top of the strawberry. And that's how you seal everything in. Now, before I put this on, I should have taken the little sheet off the top of my acetate, but like I said, I didn't know it was there. So I'm just taking my toothpick and I'm just spreading out my UV resin, making sure it goes to the edge of my strawberry. And then it was kind of going to one side, so I put my popsicle stick under it to make it more level. And then I'm just going to continue spreading it around until it's where I need it to be. Now, you don't have to use UV resin for this. You can use regular part 1 and 2 resin. But I wanted to go ahead and do this and not have to wait a day on the resin. So there's my shaker mold. It's so cute. But like I said, you can't really see the little crystals in it. And I guess I kind of had an area there that needed some more resin, so I just put a little bit more on, spread it out, and then I'm going to put it back under the light. And my light did come from Amazon, and it is a Let's Resin light, UV light. And that was it for the strawberry. Now we're going to work on the watermelon slice. So I'm going to put one of my butterflies in there, previously made, as you saw earlier in the video. And then I have these little baubles. They're just bubbles. They're different sizes, but they're still tiny. I got them from Hobby Lobby. And then I'm just putting this old glitter in that my mom gave me. Heck, it's probably 30 years old. I don't know. But I put a little bit of it in there. It's kind of an off-white color. So I got the butterfly, the little bubbles, and the off-white glitter. And then I already have my acetate cut. So I'm going to go ahead and put my resin around the edges of my watermelon slice. And then I'm going to put my acetate on top of that and put it under the light for 2 minutes. And then I'm going to fill it up with my baby oil. And you do want to leave a bubble in there. The bigger the bubble, the more your shaker items will move around. The less the bubble, the less they'll move around. So just keep that in mind when you're putting your baby oil in. You don't want to fill it up completely. You want a bubble in it. So I'm just wiping off the oil, and then I am going to close up that hole there where I put my needle bottle in there. And I just put a little bit of UV resin on my mat, and then I'm taking it with a toothpick to plug that hole. And I'm going to go ahead and put this under my UV light, and it only needs a minute. So now that the hole is plugged, I'm just checking to see if there's any leaks. Oh, and this is where I take that covering off of my acetate, which I didn't realize was on there until, you know, this one. Until this one. I probably should have pulled it off before I put the resin in the little hole there. You could probably take it off before you lay it down on your shaker slice or whatever it is you're making, instead of waiting till now to take it off. But I got it off. I had to work at it a little bit. You see there, I have a little bit of it left on there because I could see my markings that I made with my Sharpie. And my Sharpie is just one of those fine-tipped ones that you can get at Dollar Tree. Nothing special. But you don't want like a thick-tipped one because, you know, the sides of these are pretty thin. So I got all that off, or I'm still getting it off. I want to get the extra resin off of it. And now I think it is ready for me to put the resin on the top of it. So again, I'm just using my UV resin. I'm putting it around the edges of my watermelon slice, and then I'm going to put it over top of my acetate. And that'll just lock everything in. And then I'm going to use my toothpick to smooth it all out, make sure it gets to the edges, make sure I have enough on all the spaces so that it looks even. And then I'm going to put that under my UV light for 2 minutes. And there is my watermelon slice shaker. It's so cute. It has a butterfly and little baubles in there, and then some glitter. And I'm going to put a little magnet on the back. And yes, I got my magnets from Amazon. I mean, I can't help it. I do a lot of shopping at Amazon. Oh, before I do that, I have this 91% alcohol spray, and I'm just going to clean my slice off. And then I'm just going to use my E6000 glue just to put a spot on the back of my watermelon slice and then put that little thin magnet on. Like I say, the magnets came from Amazon, and here it is. I think it turned out pretty good. You'll have to let me know what you think. And here's both the strawberry and the watermelon slice. I think they turned out cute. Again, I'm Liz with Liz's Crafts, and if you like what you see, give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, please feel free to do so. I post a video and a short each day, or a short each day.